The Audi Q5 and the BMW X3 are natural competitors, but the Freelander 2 is a wild card. Pricing is bang on and the performance and fuel consumption is similar across the board. The Audi, however, continues to dominate sales in the luxury SUV segment. Can a new BMW X3 and a refreshed Freelander 2 change that? So this is the Land Rover Freelander 2. It runs a 2.2 litre turbo diesel. It's the most powerful of the three cars on test today. It's really got a lot of get up and go. Gearbox is a 6-speed auto and it's got a really nice spread of ratios. The ride is fantastic, even on these 19-inch alloys that the HSE comes standard with. If anything, it rides better than the X3 and on par with the Audi Q5, which was a real surprise for us. Steering is nicely weighted, but it doesn't like to be rushed, and it's a lot like a Range Rover in that respect. You've got to set the steering up before you get to the corner and then just hold the line. So this is the BMW X3. The engine's plenty punchy enough. The ride is a little ordinary on the 19-inch alloys that they've optioned this car with. That's not standard on the X3 2-litre diesel. It's a very hard, bone-jarring, jolting ride. It's not good at all, not refined or premium. It's got an 8-speed gearbox, probably the best gearbox on test. In terms of its grip, well, it's all-wheel drive, so it's got plenty of that, no matter the conditions. It's a little bit noisy in here. There's a lot of wind noise. It just takes the shine off the car. It tends to feel a little bit old and tired compared to the other two cars, and it's the newest one. So this is the Audi Q5. It's got the least powerful engine of the three cars on test today. Still got plenty of punch for overtaking and flattening hills. It's got a 7-speed S-tronic gearbox, as smooth as silk. Ride and handling, well, it's easily the best on-road today. Beautifully supple, great in the corners, soaks up all the bumps and ruts. It was the benchmark when it was launched in 2009, and it's still the benchmark today. The steering is a little odd though. It's a little bit too light, under 35 k's an hour. Over 35 k's an hour, it starts to weight up a little bit unnaturally and a little bit too fast. That said, vision all around is great. It's more car-like than either the X3 or the Freelander. It's got these big fat wing mirrors that are right there. You get a great snapshot of what's going on around you. Big raked windscreen, it gives it quite a sporty feel from behind the wheel. All the instruments are nice and easy to read. There's a little bit too much wind noise in this car though. The Freelander 2 offers a much more commanding driving position than either the Audi or the BMW. Inside, however, could do with a little bit more revision. It's just a little too fussy looking. Fit and finish, however, is first rate and the seats are excellent too. Only the Q5 seats feel more supportive. And even after all these years, the Audi's interior still looks as fresh as it did back in 2009. The X3, on the other hand, the plastics just don't seem to be on par with those in the Audi. And the brushed aluminium wrap on the transmission tunnel in our test car is a nightmare, as it reflects sunlight straight back into your eyes when you're driving. If you're after a school-run SUV, then the Audi Q5 is easily the pick. It's comfortable, looks good, and it stands out less as an SUV than the Freelander 2. The X3, surprisingly, was ruled out fairly quickly, and that was as much of a shock to us as it probably will be to BMW. It just didn't feel as premium as either the Audi or the Freelander 2. And then there's the Land Rover. Personally, it's the car we'd go for. It's got a greater breadth of talent, and if you don't want the full fruit HSE, then you can save a lot of money shopping further down the tree.